Hey everyone. Just wanted to go over some of the basics of the testing that we do here at Smoke and Research. So all of our tests are going to be run with Traeger hickory pellets. This is to provide the most consistent result throughout these grills we test to give you comparisons and things like that. I have no connection to the Traeger brand or anything like that. It's just one of those brands of pellets that I feel like everyone out there will have access to. So that's kind of why we went with Traeger hickory pellets. All of these test runs are going to start with an empty hopper and then 2 pounds of these hickory pellets that we'll weigh out on this scale here. So I'll get my 2 pounds of pellets and we'll get it in the scale. So there you go. That's what 2 pounds of pellets is going to be. And I'll take you guys over there so you can see the scale reading 2 pounds. So with those 2 pounds of pellets in there, we'll get that leveled out, get this closed up, and we'll go ahead and get our fireboard set up. As always, guys, with all of our other videos, let me find it. Temp probe 1 is going to be our outside temperature. Drop that down here. Our temp probe number 2, or this guy here, is going to be our top shelf. So we'll put it in the center here to kind of get our top shelf temperature. And then probe number 3 is going to be bottom shelf. So we'll get those all in place. I'll go ahead and get that closed. So what we're going to do today is I got a lot of requests or talked to a lot of people, and they said they'd like to see it run at a 225 setting where we have an actual temperature instead of just the smoke setting where we feed pellets, let it smoke, and you get a lot of major temp swings with the smoke setting. So what we're going to do today is we're going to fire this grill up. We'll set it to 225, and we're going to let it run for however long it'll run on the 2 pounds of pellets we have in the hopper. So we'll go ahead and flip this on. I'm going to turn this off, the fireboard off. So I'll flip that on, turn it to smoke, and then turn the fireboard back on. That way this is reading the exact same length of cook as we have with the grill. So now we're going to let that run. We'll set it to 225. Ooh, 225. So we'll set it to 225 on the controller, and we'll see how long it'll run. I did forget to mention we didn't do a baseline run at 225 without the smoker gasket and the grill sealed up. So this will be the first run of 225 on the Z grills, and we do have the smoker gasket in place and also the temp probe area sealed up. All right, so we got a 1 hour update here. 227, we're about 240-ish there. So after a little over an hour, we're probably halfway through the pellets. Yeah, about halfway through, I'd probably say. So we'll be back in another hour, give it another check, see where we're at. Alright guys, so we're just over 2 hours in here at our 225 run, and as you can see, we are essentially out of pellets. That auger is going to run about one more time and we'll be out. So you can see here we're at 221 on the controller, it's 59 outside, and then our bottom shelf temperatures. So I'll let this run about one more time and we'll review some fireboard data. So on our 225 cook run on the Z grills, our run time was about 1 hour and 53 minutes. Again, run time, we're going to take 11:09 there, and we're going to go to where I shut the grill off, which is at 1:02. So that's about an hour and 53 minutes of run time. So just so you guys are aware, I take the warm up here out of my run times. So when you see the data on it, it'll be 1 hour 53. Our average outside temperature here was right at 58 degrees when we were running it. Average top rack temperature, or this guy here, was 231.7, and then my bottom rack was 233.6 on average. So as you can see throughout here, guys, we got some temp swings in here. So we're going to go in here, and I'm just going to go with, we're going to start going with a standard number on these, just because of the temp swings variations. And we're just going to start picking nine random temp swings. And these are going to be the larger of the temp swings that I can find here. So going through, we're going to go ahead and pick 9 of these at random, starting 30 minutes after grill startup. So we started at 11:08. 11:08, so that's not really 30 minutes after. So we'll go ahead and start right here. Most of your grill manufacturers recommend a 30-minute period to stabilize in temperature and go from there. So we're going to go ahead and start here, and we're just going to pull bottom rack data. So here on the bottom rack, at the peak was a 241.6, 241.6, and then when we dropped down, we were at 228.1. So let's take that minus 220. Oops, clear. So back to where we were, right? So bottom shelf is 241.6. We're going to go minus a 228.1. So 228.1. That is going to be a 14-degree temp swing. So that was from here to here. We'll grab this one here. This is bottom shelf again. So we're going to go 256.1, 256.1, and we're going to come to the bottom, which is going to be 233.3. So take that minus 233.3. It's going to be a 23-degree temp swing. We might have to keep on going here. So we're going to grab this one here from a 245.6. So 245.6, and we'll take that minus here, 231.5. So we're going to call that another 14-degree temp swing. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the bottom shelf data out of here. Or sorry, I need to pull the top shelf data out. So here you go. That was the one we just measured. So now we're going to zoom in, and we're going to grab it from here. Pull my calculator back up. So we're going to go with a 257. 257 there, and we'll go minus a 233.6. It's 23.4, so we'll call that a 23. Right here, we're at 244. And down here, we're at 218.9. So 0.9, that's going to be 25 degrees. So that was from here to here. So now we'll come up here, 253.7. 7, right? Yep. And we're going to take that minus, looks like here is our low at 222. Minus a 222. Whoops. So let me redo that. 253.7 minus 222. Make sure I get all the 2's in there. So that's going to be a 32 degree temp swing. And we're going to need 3 more. So we'll come here. We're going to go 247.1. 247.1, and we're going to go minus 226.6. 226.6. And that's going to be a 21 degree temperature change. And we'll go here at a 245.3, and we'll go ahead and take that minus our 225.8. Oops. So 245.3. Oh, come on. Backspace. 225.8, right? That's where we were at. So 225.8, and that's another 20 degree temp swing. So I only got 8 on this run just because of how short it ran at that 225. There are a lot of little temp swings here. Like here to here, I mean, you're talking 5 degrees. Like I said, we're just kind of going for the major ones here in these grills. So with that, we'll go ahead and take those 8 and just average those out. So 14 was our first temp swing, plus the 23, plus another 14, plus another 23, plus a 25, and then we had a 32, plus a 21, and then plus a 20. So that is 172, and we had 8 values. So we're going to divide that by 8, and that's going to give us a 21.5 degree temp swing on average throughout this grill. So keep in mind, like I notated at the beginning, this was with the smoke box sealed and that temperature probe sealed. Like I said, we didn't do a base run at 225 before we had those upgrades installed. So these will be the first runs of that 225 in this Z grill. So looking there, going over the high level details again, 2 pounds Traeger hickory pellets on the 225 setting with the smoke chamber sealed with a Z grills. Our run time was 1 hour and 53 minutes. Our average outside temperature was 58 degrees. Our average top rack temperature was 231.7. Our average bottom rack temperature was a 233.6. Our average temp swing on the 225 cook was 21.5 degrees. The highest bottom rack temperature we saw was 259, and then the low bottom rack temperature was a 252.8. So that's kind of the data there, guys. Like I said, we'll keep going forward. We're going to do a couple more upgrades to this grill, see if we can improve on these numbers. So tune in next week.